We of course got that big Sony showcase, and I have 5 takeaways after watching the press conference that I want to share in this Your Game Show. We'll of course answer one of your questions at the end of the video as well. So if you like these big Sunday videos, then don't leave a like on the video, costs only 1 second of your time and would really help me out. And let's go. God of War Ragnarok was totally the highlight for me. They showed way more than I expected. We will still do a big breakdown video a little later. I think Forspoken is shaping up to be a really fun game. The gameplay kind of reminds me of Infamous, which we of course did not get. I still don't really believe the rumors that are out there, although the start of that Spidey 2 reveal did get me. And overall, it was of course great to see Miles and Peter again and Venom at the end. But I gotta say, takeaway number 1 is that we did get less oh my god moments that we did not see coming compared to some of the other showcases Sony did in the past. The big, and I would argue only one, was Wolverine. Like, nobody expected to see that, also from Insomniac, which is still kind of wild to think about, that they're now making 2 big Marvel games at the same time. Although sure, if you weren't aware of the many Knights of the Old Republic remake rumors, then that short teaser was pretty huge too. It's still far away, kind of a bummer that it's a PlayStation 5 console timed exclusive if you have an Xbox, but it should launch on PC immediately. So I expected more announcements that we did not see coming from studios that we know are working on something, but we just don't know what exactly they're working on, and I will go more in depth on this in takeaway 4. But yeah, takeaway 1, not as many oh my god moments, and I really think that's more just a testament of how great the Sony shows have been in the past. Last year we saw Final Fantasy 16 for the first time, Hogwarts Legacy, Resident Evil Village, not even talking about Horizon, Ratchet, Gran Turismo, Miles that we saw from first party front, but especially the third party front was pretty lacking, I think, during this show. Takeaway 2 though is that what they did show of Sony's first party games looked really good, and it also made sense for where that project is in development. I was maybe a bit harsh on the Gran Turismo 7 trailer during the live reaction. I wasn't really impressed by the graphics and I thought the trailer was too similar to what they showed last year, but only to its credits, it did showcase a lot of new features and content you can expect when it comes out on March 4th. They announced a release date too, so I totally get why you liked it if you are a fan of the series. I want a trailer like this now for Horizon. Sure, we got the gameplay a few months ago, but that's only 15 minutes of a 50-hour plus game. Like, there's so much we don't know, so I was kinda sad that Aloy wasn't there. Although again, the trailers for the exclusives that we did get were really cool. I love the teaser for Spidey 2. It gave us something to chew on, and we now know it's coming in 2023. Wolverine is even further away, so yeah, let us know it's coming. Let us know that Insomniac is going crazy over there. And God of War revealed again way more than I expected. Like, these games I just mentioned are, in my opinion, enough to warrant the purchase of a PS5. And that's of course the main purpose of this show, and they really succeeded with just the final 10 minutes. Although, to be fair, I think the show could have been only that, or like 20 minutes in total, because takeaway number 3 is that there were too many games with nothing new to show. I think the main reason you want to highlight games in a press conference is because you got something new to announce or to reveal, and I even think that the State of Play in July did a better job at that than this showcase we just got. Here they revealed the Tribes of Midgard post-launch for the first time, so brand new additions coming to the game. Why are you showing Hunter's Arena? Oh, it's a PS Plus game, I get it. Sifu looks great. Brand new thing was that you get older when you die and that there's a new release window in early 2022. And the trailer they showed for Death Stranding Director's Cut revealed all the content that is in the package for the very first time. But this showcase we just got had a Rainbow Six Extraction that showed more aliens in action, but no news attached to it at all. We saw a character in Ghostwire Tokyo that was new, I guess, but there's still no release date for this game that was supposed to be out this year. Like, they could have waited with this trailer, in my opinion. I'm not showing that GTA 5 trailer because Rockstar is actually claiming that. So here you see a shot from the trailer saying explosive action as one of the new next-gen features. The like to dislike ratio for this trailer is really fair, I think. And yes, we saw Deathloop again with no new info and only spoilers at this point. Like, just let me play. I don't want to see anymore. But yeah, I just feel overall that there were too many things that could have been left out. And speaking of things that were left out, takeaway 4 is that Sony is still holding a lot of their cards close to their chest. Like, apart from Wolverine, we only saw really things that we knew were coming. But still, a ton of questions remain. For example, what is Sony Band working on? What are they doing now after Days Gone? There was this Man in Black leak at EB Games, although it could totally be fake. Herman also said that they are working on a very exciting new IP, so is Man in Black then even possible? Although they could say, and I really think this, a new IP in the Man in Black universe. We've seen that multiple times before. And I think an established brand might actually help Sony Band after Days Gone sadly did not meet expectations for Sony. Also, right before the show, new rumors circulated about a new Twisted Metal game that might be in development to coincide with the TV series we know is coming, and is according to both Jeff Grubb and Andy at Video Game Chronicle. We still don't know what Guerrilla Games' second team is working on. David Jaffe actually now said in his video I just watched that it's likely a shooter. I always thought they would do like a Horizon multiplayer component, and maybe they still are doing that like Ghost of Tsushima Legends, but that this second team is working on a shooter. Like, Sony is really lacking a first-person shooter at this point. But yeah, that's still an oh my god moment they might have. Of course, Bluepoint's next remake is going to be huge. The actual new projects from Naughty Dog, like, we got the least exciting announcement possible with them doing the Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy re-release on PS5, and PC is of course a bigger deal if you never played those games. I love them, but I'm likely not gonna play them. I'm way more curious about that potential Last of Us remake and of course the multiplayer component. So yeah, Sony chose to hold back a lot of their big announcements, and I totally get that. PS5s are selling out anyways, even if they skip this show altogether. So it's better to save a lot of those big guns, especially because I think that Microsoft still has a ton of big things up their sleeves as well. But, and this takeaway number 5, I do think that Sony has to step it up next time, because Xbox is getting more dangerous every year, and it's only going to be great for us consumers, this competition, especially if you're able to get both an Xbox and a PlayStation or a PC instead of an Xbox. Like, Sony, we will totally look at Sony events, and we're not at that point yet, but I think in the future we will look at Sony events and are like, everything they showed looked great, but in order to play every game, I have to pay $70 or 80 euros each. While Microsoft will get better games over time. Like, sure, they're not at the same level at Sony yet, but they will get closer to that, especially with Bethesda. And in order to play all the games that they show in their press conference, you just have to pay a $10 subscription or $15 maybe by that point, which is of course a huge difference. It really seems that Sony is moving in the Apple way. Want a best quality, then you gotta pay. I thought this was really funny. Cal Bossman in his video noted that, and I totally missed this, in the invitation for this event, the sacred symbols are diamonds. That's also like, it's only getting more elite. It's like, do you want to get to the Diamond Club? You gotta pay extra or something. It's pretty interesting. I also thought that the commercial where they started the event up was not needed. We only have 40 minutes. Why are we watching this? It's overall interesting that both companies are like moving in a different direction. I think both will be successful, but I do think that Sony has to also respond in terms of services and be more gamer friendly, especially with that Horizon upgrade that they did revert, but for all the future cross-gen games like God of War, you have to pay $10 extra. Like, they have to do better, I think, with Microsoft like breathing down their necks. So it will be interesting to follow that. We'll of course do it here on the channel. And if you have a question for the Sunday videos, then you can drop it in the comments down below. Then I might answer it in the next Sunday video. Last week, or actually a few days ago, I got a question from Sharkbait, who went through all my predictions from my previous video and said which one I got right and which I got wrong. So he noted God of War Ragnarok, Spider-Man 2, Gran Turismo 7, LOA Remastered, GTA 5 Next Gen, and Forspoken were right. Everything else way off. And this is why all expectations regarding games conferences should be tempered, and that way you will never be disappointed. I, by the way, also said that Kojima would not be here, and he wasn't there. Although I also thought that Sony would have at least something else for this year, which they did not. And there's of course no way that everything I mentioned in that video last week was going to be there, because it was a 40-minute show and I said like stuff for a 2-hour show. The idea, of course, also with these videos is just to look at all the possibilities, collect all the rumors and stuff, and then tell you what you can expect, what is possible. And I still think that a lot of things that I mentioned last week in that video can still happen. It just wasn't here. And I agree, I was maybe expecting a little too much, because Sony did not have a show like this whole summer. This was like a year after their previous big show, and a lot of people were hyping it up. So I totally expected a bit more. So yeah, but yeah, the point of the video is not to be right, just to let you know what can be there. And I think then like 6 games, I think it's still a pretty solid score. But I'm curious to hear what you, of course, think in the comments down below. And yeah, we'll be back next week with some other news to discuss. So hope to see you there. A like on the video would really help me out. You can check out the previous video if you want to go back to see my predictions or what I thought would be possible by clicking on the screen. For now, I'll speak to you next time. Goodbye.